Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to dive into a topic that is so close to my heart, and it is how do we speak with ourselves. Have you ever stopped and noticed that little voice within your head that is just constantly chatting, sometimes question things, sometimes even kissing things around, and we don't often really pay attention to it, but the way we talk to ourselves, the narrative we create, has a profound impact on our mood, on our confidence, and ultimately in the outcomes in our lives. So today's video, I want to share one of the most powerful tools that I found for transforming your inner dialogue, and it is journaling. Let's begin. Let's talk about how journaling can help you to connect with yourself, shift your mindset, and create a positive and an empowering narrative going on here. And let's start with the basics. How do we talk to ourselves? For most of us, our thoughts move so fast, especially when we're worried, when we're stressed. It just becomes a loop of negativity, and before we know, that inner voice starts telling you things like, you're not good enough, you're gonna fail, you should have done better. Like, we're familiar with this. We all kind of have this kind of thought pattern at some point of our life. And for a long time, I didn't even realize how harsh I was being with myself. I would catch myself thinking things like, why you didn't do this differently? You're always wrong. Who do you think you are? Like, it wasn't until I paused and I realized just how much that narrative was affecting my energy and my confidence. And that's when I started journaling. Journaling has been my tool for the reflection and for growth. Over the past 5 years, it's just becoming like a key part of my daily routine. It's a time where I just kind of sit down with myself, understand my thoughts, and shift my narrative to something more positive and more intentional. And I know you might be thinking like, I don't have the time to journal, or I started and then I couldn't even keep going. But trust me, finding just 5 minutes a day to write down can completely change the way you see yourself, the way you see life, and the way that you talk to yourself. Because there is something very special about physically writing things down. I'm talking about writing using a pen and a paper, because it feels tangible. It's like our thoughts are becoming into life into one page. They're not like in a digital cloud somewhere, they're physically. And when you put your thoughts into words, they give them a structure, and it gives you clarity and purpose. For me, journaling isn't just about recording my day. It's about creating an intentional dialogue with myself. And I tend to do it with intention. For example, I want to do it with intention the day that I reflect my feelings and I write things down, and I sometimes write down affirmations to encourage myself. Now, let's talk about the journal itself, because this is quite important actually. This might sound small, but choosing a journal you love is important. It's important. I always tell my friends and my students to go to a shop and take your time. Find a notebook that feels special to you. It could be a beautiful sketchbook, or maybe a leather-bound journal, or even just a small notebook that catch your eye. Is this special? This one is mine. This is my sketchbook. This is my journal. The point is, have something that you're excited to write down every day. And really, honestly, don't really stress out of being perfect or being consistent right away. Habits takes time. So start small. Maybe you can begin 1 or 2 a week, and then you can build it from there. Because over time, it becomes a habit that you're genuinely looking forward to do. Now, let me share you how do I approach my journaling practice. Every morning after my coffee, and when I have a bit of a quiet time, I sit down here with my journal and I just write the date, and I set an intention for the day. And then right after, I just jot down whatever comes in mind. Sometimes I actually tend to use bullet points just to keep it simple. 1 page a day. Good morning, I'm so happy to be here today. Today I feel great. Thank you for another day to learn and to grow. And very important, listen, always write in the present tense. And try to focus on a positive outcomes. Even things that might feel uncertain, or maybe something that is a bit challenging. For example, If I have a big meeting, I write down, I am so grateful for this meeting today. I felt great about it. The conversation was so good. It was a productive meeting. It is inspiring. And because writing things down inspires you and helps you to visualize the outcome that you want actually and create a sense of calm and confidence. What better way to start a day like that? Journaling also is a great way to work through uncertainty. For example, it's something that you're worried about or something that you feel unsure. For example, when I feel unsure about something, I just write it down and I ask myself why I feel that way. And again, I break down into specific points. For example, what is causing me to feel this way? What of this situation is within my control? For example, how can I shift this perspective to feel better? By the time I write it down and often find clarity or just the solution I was looking for, because that's how you talk to yourself. You don't talk to yourself, oh, you're bad. No, you talk to yourself in a nice way. And it's about training to it. Another powerful tool to journaling is affirmations. And honestly, we live in such an amazing time right now that you can find affirmations anywhere. You want to put a video or maybe you've got a book around. Anyway, I personally like to play a video and then write down affirmations that resonates with me in the moment. And sometimes I tend to kind of repeat them through the day. For example, today I feel great. I am abundant and I am grateful for everything in my life. Another one that I like is today is a wonderful day. It's full of opportunities and joy. So, and if you're feeling creative actually, you might even want to add some visuals into your journal. Like I love sketching. I love to draw symbolic symbols that represent how I feel. For example, if I'm writing about growth, maybe I draw some flowers blooming or some light expanding. It's all about finding ways to explain. It's about finding ways to talk to myself beyond words. And of course, this is extremely personal. It's up to you. And lastly, and this is actually the best thing, journaling is an incredible tool to manifestation because when you write things down, goals and visions that you have, you literally put it out there, things that you want to manifest, and actually it is already on a piece of paper. So think about that as it is already in the real world somewhere. It's a space for you to dream big and very important to reflect. It is a safe space for you where you can explore your thoughts without any judgments. Because remember, this is for you. It doesn't have to be perfect and no one else needs to see it. And if you feel like, as I mentioned, add color, add pictures, whatever makes you feel personal and enjoyable. It's your journal. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I hope this inspire you and maybe help you to kickstart on your own little practice. Trust me, this small daily habit can have a huge impact on how do you feel, a huge impact on how you see yourself, how you navigate life, because you are working on how do you talk to yourself. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it this far, thank you. You're a rock star. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the contents. I love reading all your comments. Honestly, it's what makes me excited to do even more videos. It's only hidden about you guys and everything that you think about the video and what resonates to you. And if you like to explore journaling and mindfulness process further with me, join my Patreon where I host tons of events with the community every month. And if you're in London and you want to come to one of my offline events, check out my website and come along. I'll see you there. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Keep journaling. Bye for now. I'll see you on the next one.